Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at Hasbro's Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Charge Red Ranger, which is another mostly strong release. It's not as good as Zed or White Ranger, but it does do some things really, really well, especially for a Hasbro figure, so there's going to be some stuff to talk about. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. And this guy stands just about 6 1/4 inches, which makes him just about 16 centimeters. So he's basically the same size as the White Ranger and a little bit shorter than your average Marvel Legends figure, which is appropriate. It's a good thing. So very nice scaling. And as far as the aesthetics go, they are apparently just like, yeah, let's use paint on these guys because paint makes figures look better, and they're using it, and that's great. It's a shame that they don't do that more often for, like, I don't know, the Marvel Legends. But very, very nice looking figure here. You have the various molded plastics, that's all good. And then you do have the paint, which is also very good. It could be a little cleaner here and there, but the logo in particular is really nice. The face is really nice, except mine happened to have a scratch across the visor, which that's about my luck, but that shouldn't be a universal thing. So you guys can expect a really clean paint job and a really nice looking figure. Very nice sculpted details in the texturing up here. All around, really, really good release. So aesthetically, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It could be a little better in that the hands don't quite match the gloves up here, and then we do have some like black coming through on the yellow. So it could be a little better, but still a really nice release. Okay, as far as the accessories go, we do have the helmeted head and the unhelmeted head, and I can't say I'm familiar enough with this person to say it looks like him, but it is a good sculpt and paint job nonetheless, so hopefully it is an accurate sculpt. You guys can let me know. I was never a big fan of Dino Charge. I did watch through every series, by the way, of Power Rangers in like 1 week. I skipped a bunch of the filler episodes, but I watched everything just to see what it was like, and yeah, it's still pretty terrible. But Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are always best. Anyway, going on to the other accessories, we do have the gun, which only has stripes on one side. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it's a decent sculpt with a pretty lousy paint job. And then we have the sword, which doesn't match the paint job of the sword on the back of the package, so I don't know if it's accurate or not, but again, it's a decent sculpt and decent enough paint job. And then we get a lightning effect that goes on the sword, which is a pretty cool translucent blue plastics. We do have some interchangeable hands. We have a fist hand and a gripping hand for the right side, and a karate chop and a gripping hand for the left side. Neither of the gripping hands seem to be particularly good for the gun or the sword. They both kind of work for both, but they're kind of weird sculpts, so that is definitely odd. So nothing special for these accessories. It's just good enough, so I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10. They'll do. They'll get the job done. Now, as far as the articulation goes, the head is on a hinge and a ball peg, so you're going to get your standard forward and back, standard rotation. Any attitude? Not really, not on this guy. We do have a butterfly joint, but on this mold it's nowhere near as good as on Zed or on White Ranger, and it's kind of just not really doing much of anything. That's kind of a bummer. Shoulders, let's do it on this side. Shoulders are still stiff. Really good range out of the shoulder. Better than horizontal. Of course, full rotation here. On this side, the shoulder pad's in the way, so you won't have full rotation. And raising the arm, if you lean it, rotate it so that you pull it back first and then do that, you can do it a lot more easily. So that's fine. But look at that. It's wanting to pop out. These are very stiff shoulders. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow is fine. Wrist swivel and hinge is fine. Oh, by the way, the hinges for the gripping hands still horizontal, so when he's using his sword, it's going to look stupid. We have our reverse ab crunch, and then we have our diaphragm joint. But here's the thing, reverse ab crunches generally suck, diaphragm joints are generally awesome, and this is a great one. So I don't even care about the reverse ab crunch. Really nice diaphragm joint. You can. This is a good example though. You still can't really lean him to the side very well. It's okay, but you get this crazy leaning going on, which isn't where the human body leans. It's just, reverse ab crunches are so bad. I mean, it has good range, but it's not realistic range at all. If it wasn't for this diaphragm joint making up for it, that would be terrible. Floating belt is there. Hips go really far forward, not so far to the back. Out to the side is okay. Thigh swivel is there. Double jointed knee is there. Boot swivel is there. Ankles go all the way back and pretty far forward. A lot better than White Ranger, so that's good. You do have a swivel hinge for an ankle rocker, which is not great, but using that boot swivel, you end up with a really good one. So ultimately, the articulation has a few drawbacks, but all in all, it's really good, so I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And for the final verdict of this guy, this is Another good example of a really good Power Rangers figure, and Hasbro seems to be just really on board with making sure that everybody knows that they mean business, and this is that. It's a business meaning figure. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. A few issues here and there, but it is a really strong release, and if you're a Power Rangers fan, you will be happy to have it. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't, you might want to subscribe, because I have new videos up almost every single day and thousands of other videos on the channel for you to watch. So make sure you come back for that, and in the meantime, keep collecting.